Heinz Field, now known as Acrisure Stadium, is a testament to Pittsburgh's rich sports heritage and evolution over the past 2 decades. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's home. From 1933 to 1964, the team shared Forbes Field with the Pittsburgh Pirates before traveling across Oakland to move in with the Pitt Panthers at Pitt Stadium. Then, in 1970, the Steelers and Pirates shared a venue again, but this time on the city's North Shore at Three Rivers Stadium. The need for a modern football facility became evident in the late 1990s, leading to the conception of what is now Acrisure Stadium, a defining moment for the organization to have a stadium that is solely theirs.
2, 3, dig!
Groundbreaking occurred on June 18, 1999, on a site adjacent to then-standing Three Rivers Stadium. The new stadium was part of a broader initiative, Plan B, which also included the construction of PNC Park and the expansion of the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. The total cost for the stadium was approximately $281 million, with the Steelers contributing $76.5 million and committing to remain in Pittsburgh through at least 2031. Designed by HOK, now Populous, in collaboration with WTW Architects, the new stadium was envisioned to reflect Pittsburgh's industrial roots. The incorporation of 12,000 tons of steel into its construction paid homage to the city's steel-producing legacy. 1,400 construction workers, and 2 years later, the new home of the Pittsburgh Steelers was built. The extensive use of steel and glass pays tribute to the city's industrial past and provides panoramic views of the downtown skyline and the confluence of the city's three rivers. KDKA's John Shumway walked through the construction of a new stadium as finishing touches were added.
65,000 gold and gray logo emblazoned seats are ready for action. But first, they must be tested. That's right, spring tested.
They have to be set so that they will pop back up when you are not in your seat.
It's that kind of detail work which is becoming the focus at Heinz Field. The railings are all in, the grass is growing as planned, and inside the suite and club levels, they're about 85 to 95% complete.
We're punch listing the spaces right now. We've got the architect out there walking through, making lists of things that either are installed incorrectly or are missing or, incomplete work, basically.
Project manager Heidi Edwards tells me she's not having any trouble sleeping at night and is comfortable this place will be ready when the public arrives on August the 11th.
Everything the public sees should look done.
But Edwards isn't quite ready to blow the head off of an Iron City and celebrate yet. There still is that pesky south end zone, Steeler Park, and the scoreboard.
We're not exactly where we'd like to be. We will be done by 7:31. The video board will start to go in next week. And we're working right now on getting the enclosure around the structure so that video board can go in.
John Shumway, KDKA TV News.
Sticking with tradition, part of the new stadium build included a part museum, part Hall of Fame, the Great Hall, a tribute to the greatest moments and players in Pittsburgh Steelers history.
Now there's Terry's, Franco's. Now this is an interesting thing. Our first idea, this is Jack Lambert, and the first idea we had was just to have all football stuff the way it was when they did it. But Lambert came down, and you know Lambert, he said, I'm decorating my own locker. So he comes in and he puts the pictures in them, of everybody and things like that. And we thought it was a great idea, so we copied it. So that's what we're going to try to do with everybody. We're going to try to, put memorabilia in. I was talking to Lynn Swan yesterday and talking about him bringing, a picture with his children and things like that. So, it's going to make it much more personable.
Lambert actually came down here and said, I want to hang my helmet here and my jersey
here. He did
here.
it. He actually hung it there.
He decorated
his own locker.
I didn't know that he had a flair for that sort of thing.
He has a flair for everything. Hear him tell it.
And this is all authentic stuff.
It's all authentic,
and,
yes.
And, I mean, everybody's.
Everybody's is,
lockers.
yes. Their helmet, their jerseys. He was given the game ball.
The FedEx Great Hall includes original lockers from Three Rivers Stadium, the Steelers' 6 Lombardi trophies, and tons of additional memorabilia. By early 2001, the newly built yet unnamed stadium had been in negotiations with the H.J. Heinz Company, and in June of that year it signed a deal worth $57 million with naming rights existing through 2021. The partnership infused the stadium with distinctive branding elements, most notably the two 35-foot-tall Heinz ketchup bottles that adorn the scoreboard, which became iconic symbols for fans. Heinz Field, with its symbolic yellow seats, opened to the public in late August 2001. Fans chatted with KDKA's Bob Allen at the new stadium when gates first opened 2 weeks before the start of the 2001 preseason.
The first preseason kickoff is 2 weeks away.
This is going to be insane.
But fans were already christening Heinz Field. Many were taken by the sight of natural grass, one of the world's largest scoreboards, and rows of gold seats climbing up to the sky.
I am standing here in total, utter disbelief.
Kurt Valenta was in a state of euphoria as soon as he walked into the stadium.
This is a winner. This is a winner. People are going to love this. They are going to love it. 537.
Finding their seats was the next treat. Some think it's going to be a great place to watch a football game because they'll be closer to the action.
Some great seats. The field looks beautiful. View of the city, fantastic.
This is a football stadium. This is what football's supposed to be about.
While fans look to the future, there's plenty to remind them of the past.
Lynn Swan.
The Great Hall showcases a rich Steeler tradition. There's plenty to dance about at Heinz Field. It has lots of places to eat, and the bathrooms are more than adequate.
Warm water. I said, in the middle of December, Three Rivers Stadium, cold water, no good. Washing hands. It's big, it's spacious.
Everything's state of the art. They finally got smart in the restrooms and put the troughs in. So we're excited about that too.
Not to be outdone by PNC Park, Heinz Field will have its own club section where you can enjoy the game outside. Or if you can afford it, watch the game from a plush living room setting indoors.
But the vast majority of the 65,000 fans will watch the game in the great outdoors. Some will be high up in the bleachers, even on those 20-degree days.
Well, we're just going to bundle up, wear long underwear, and we'll make it. Scooch the glue together.
Plenty of antifreeze.
Most fans we spoke with couldn't find any faults at Heinz Field, but there were a few complaints.
We're 4 rows from the top, and you can't breathe by the time you get to the top.
I'm not real thrilled about $24 to park a game. I don't understand how they can charge $24 for a Steeler game and only $8 for a Pitt game.
Three Rivers Stadium still has great memories, but some believe the best is yet to come.
Great. Hey, number one, it's going to be great. I think there's going to be a lot of memories here for people over the years.
Bob Allen, KDKA TV News.
Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. The 2-1 Cincinnati Bengals against the 1-1 Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers took the field for the very first time at Heinz Field on October 7th against the Cincinnati Bengals. Quarterback Cordell Stewart and running back Jerome Bettis led the Steelers to a 17-6 victory. The Steelers had 275 rushing yards between Stewart, Bettis, and Amos Zaraway. Stewart also scored the first touchdown at the stadium. The first actual points at Heinz Field were from kicker Chris Brown. Since the opening of the stadium, the Steelers have won 2 Super Bowls, but Heinz Field has played host to some big games over the last 2 decades. In 2005, the Steelers were 7-2 on the season, heading into the final stretch when they lost 3 straight games to go to 7-5. The turning point was a mid-December game against the 9-3 Chicago Bears. The Steelers needed a win to stop the skid, and they relied on Jerome Bettis, who had 101 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. That win sparked a 4-game winning streak to end the regular season, and the Steelers carried that momentum into the playoffs, where they came away with a Super Bowl championship. In 2008, the Steelers were one of the best teams in the NFL and had a date with the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship. 65,350 fans were in attendance for the 26-degree game. The Steelers were up 13-0 before Willis McGahee scored 2 touchdowns. It was 16-14, and the Ravens were driving, but Joe Flacco made a crucial mistake. Troy Polamalu took full advantage. Polamalu intercepted the ball and took it back 40 yards for a pick-6 touchdown, sealing the deal. The Steelers won 23-14 en route to their 2nd Super Bowl in 4 years. When the Steelers began construction of their new state-of-the-art facility, the Pitt Panthers were itching to move out of Pitt Stadium. Due to the costly maintenance and an outdated field, Pitt Stadium was demolished in 1999 to make way for the Peterson Event Center, and the Panthers moved in with the Steelers at Three Rivers Stadium, later making that big jump to Heinz Field. There have been some important moments for the Panthers over the last 2.5 decades as well. Pitt hosted West Virginia in the Backyard Brawl in 2022 for the first time in 11 years. 70,622 fans were in attendance, breaking the record for the largest sporting event in the history of Pittsburgh. Pitt was tied with West Virginia 31-31, under 3 minutes to go, when M.J. Devonshire picked off J.T. Daniels and took it 56 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Pitt went on to win 38-31, and the rivalry was renewed. Between the two teams, Heinz Field has created and maintained new traditions for fans, especially when the game is on the line.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life.
The Steelers would play Renegade sporadically during games in 2001. It became quickly a favorite among fans and players alike.
Long man is going after one, so far from my home.
But when the song was played deliberately during a playoff game against the Cleveland Browns in 2002, to awaken the crowd and the players, well, a new anthem was born for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. The Steelers were down 24-7 in the second half against the Browns. The air had been taken out of the stadium, and the crowd was quiet.
Definitely a sense of frustration building here on the Pittsburgh sideline on both sides of the ball.
Until Renegade started playing over the sound system. Not coincidentally, the Steelers went on to outscore the Browns 22-9 and win the game 36-33. After that, the tradition of playing the song in the second half of every game began.
If you're a football fan, this is as good as it gets. 2 minutes to go. Renegades playing inside the arena.
Well, it just got crazy rocking here during the timeout.
After being tasked with improving the fan experience, the Pitt Panthers began a tradition of their own in 2008, Sweet Caroline. This unifying Neil Diamond song has become a crowd favorite over the years. The swaying and chanting continue to echo throughout Acrisure Stadium at the end of the third quarter at every Pitt Panther home game. It's not just football that's been played at this stadium.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
In 2011, the Pittsburgh Penguins took on the Washington Capitals in the Winter Classic, though the Penguins were 3-1 losers in that contest. The Penguins played another Winter Classic at Heinz Field in 2017, this time against the Flyers, and they were able to come away with a 4-2 win that night. In 2004, the United States women's soccer team beat Iceland 3-0 in an international friendly. 10 years later, Manchester City victorious over AC Milan in the 2014 International Championships Cup. The women's national team returned to Heinz Field in August of 2015 as part of their victory tour after winning the 2015 World Cup. Pittsburgh was the first stop on that tour, and the U.S. beat Costa Rica 8-0 in front of 44,000 fans. Most recently, Liverpool took on Real Betis, which featured the likes of Mohamed Salah. 42,679 were in attendance to see that game. Pop group NSYNC christened the new stadium with one of their final shows of their Pop Odyssey tour at Heinz Field on August 18th of 2001. The stadium has hosted over 30 concerts in the last quarter century, but none bigger than Taylor Swift's Eras Tour in June of 2023. 73,117 people attended the second night of the tour, breaking the record for the highest ticketed event in Pittsburgh's history. Names like Beyoncé, Kenny Chesney, Guns N' Roses, George Strait, Morgan Wallen, and Ed Sheeran have graced the stages as well. Heinz Field has served as the backdrop for some Hollywood films as well, most notably featured in the blockbuster film The Dark Knight Rises, and some popular Steelers even had a cameo in that scene.
The crowd cheered wildly for the black and gold in a big showdown at Heinz Field. The game was a homecoming for Coach Bill Cowher, who returned to the sidelines with Heinz Ward and Ben Roethlisberger. But they are not wearing Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms. They're part of a fictitious team called the Gotham Rogues, using Heinz Field as a backdrop for the filming of The Dark Knight.
It's kind of funny, because it's black and gold. They're using the Steelers and everything, so it's going to be weird on screen.
Some spectators could not get on the list to be one of the film's 10,000 extras. That didn't stop them from standing outside the stadium.
I just want to get in there and actually sit there and actually see the view, because you can't see anything from here.
After a week of filming at various Pittsburgh locations, The Dark Knight is having a huge impact on fans.
I've always been a huge Batman fan, and so, just to see how this is all going to work out in the movie. It's just kind of cool to see, so much of the city in the movie and stuff.
Matt Marinowski is still waiting for a call to be an extra. For many extras, today is a test of survival in the heat. Till Juttner has 2 friends cheering in the stadium.
Probably sweating a lot. Because
Why?
They're supposed to wear winter gear in golden and black. He was very excited at first, but then he heard that he had to be there the entire day and that he was not supposed to leave at all.
Juttner, who lives in Germany, says The Dark Knight is just as popular in his country.
It will be seen in Germany as soon as it hits German movie theaters. I'll be there and see it.
For decades, Heinz Field has been home to our beloved Steelers. But now in the news that has Steeler Nation and all of Pittsburgh talking, that is no longer the case. Now, we're not talking about a move. Instead, Heinz Field is getting a new name.
In July 2022, the Heinz Company's naming rights expired, and Michigan-based insurance company Acrisure, they purchased a new 15-year deal for the stadium. Despite the name change, the Heinz legacy endures within the venue. Heinz branding remains prominently displayed above Gate C, and the beloved ketchup bottle imagery continues to be a key feature. Other changes have been made to the stadium since its inception, like the Steelers Hall of Honor Museum. Located above the Steelers Pro Shop at Heinz Field, it's 10,000 square feet of Hall of Honor inductees over 90 years of Steelers history. The city of Pittsburgh's view is not complete without a shot of the stadium. Coming out of the Fort Pitt Tunnel, and on the left is the confluence of the Ohio and Allegheny rivers, and behind them sits the stadium filled with over 60,000 Steeler Gold seats. From its inception as Heinz Field to its current identity as Acrisure Stadium, this venue encapsulates the spirit of Pittsburgh, resilient, proud, and deeply rooted in tradition.
What would he think of this place?
He might think it's a little much, but he would like it. He would say that it's fine. And he would say it's a long way from Forbes Field.